Well, you had a remember just a few weeks back, you had an individual come up to Eric Adams on the plane. You remember that?
I do not. What happened?
They confronted him talking about basically what's going on in the city. You know how they didn't like what was going on, but they were harassing the guy to say the least. And yeah, it looked like he was on coach.
Oh, well, shout out to Mayor Adams. I can't stand the guy. He's another Zionist shill. We know what's up. We know who his boss is. He's out here calling these people terrorists and this and that. Like, please. We know who pulls his strings. It's an embarrassment. It's a shame. But Tiffany Henyard, I think she's going to beat it. I don't think she's doing anything all these other criminals do. I mean, who do you think? Look at Baltimore. Look at Baltimore. We got Sheila Dixon. She's such a criminal. She looks like she's going to win again. We got Catherine Pugh, went to jail, sold fake.
But I have to interrupt you real quick. I have to interrupt you real quick. I would agree with you if this were state cases. And Lawyer Chick, I don't know if you could, if you would agree with me or not, but if you would, please step in. The moment she's under Mrs. Henyard's under investigation by the FBI. I'm sorry, but if I'm seeing FBI investigation and I'm seeing an indictment that reads the United States of America versus my name on the other side of the verses, I'm folding. There's no way I'm beating this one.
So you're asking does that make her afraid or aware of how serious the situation is? Do you think she? No, do I think she is at this point?
I'm asking if you would agree with me on that, because when the federal government has an indictment unsealed, they already have everything pretty much ready to go. They don't. I don't see that many U.S. attorneys get tunnel vision.
Well, like they don't. They haven't indicted her yet. They have only subpoenaed her. So right. They've handled a grand jury. And then once she gets indicted, yeah, I mean, that's going to be scary. And I do have a list of what they're asking for in these subpoenas. So on May 20th, the township has to turn over a trove of documents.
Okay, so hold on, if I could.
But I don't know. Hold on.
Just for the people in the back, and that's me. Can you define subpoena? Like, what is that? Should I Google it?
It just simply means come to court.
Come to court.
It's an order from the court to either physically show up or they can subpoena. Boom, right?
Or
here, I'll let you. You're studying for the bar exam.
Juan, what's a subpoena, Juan? Give it to me.
It just basically says come to court.
Yes, or
come to court and bring something. Subpoena Zeus's tecum, come to court, bring with you such and such and such and such.
Documents. They could subpoena documents. You might not have to physically show up, but you have to send the documents they're asking for. Payroll, employment records, pay stubs, phone bills, text messages.
So do you have this? So is there how many subpoenas are there? There's 5, I thought, right? 5, 4.
I think 4 at this point. I'm trying to find that. I found the content of 2. They were given 2 weeks apart. 2 and 2.
I would love to hear about them before this meeting starts. If you can let me know.
Well, real quick, a summons is different from a subpoena, because a subpoena, you're not on the other side of the V for subpoena yet. You're usually going to be a witness, or they're like.
Wait, stop on. You're not on the other side of the what?
The verses. In other words, the state's not coming against you.
You're not being sued. You're not being sued.
You're not being sued, exactly. If you are summoned, that's when, at that point, pardon my language, but shit gets real. That's when you're the subject of the lawsuit or the criminal complaint.
Okay, so if this was a DEFCON warning, maybe that's a Cold War reference. Not everyone would get. Never mind. Okay, so Juan, you think she should shit herself right now, or should we wait until she gets summons? What do you think?
No, she shouldn't shit herself right now. She's already done what any reasonable person would do, I'd imagine. Retain counsel. Just, in my opinion, keep your mouth shut. Don't divulge. I mean, basically, don't divulge what they don't ask you for. Follow.
They've asked her for everything, and her lawyer quit. The lawyers quit.
I saw that.
Right. Okay, so do you have the subpoenas pulled up, Lawyer Chick?
I have. Yeah, I can quickly go over it. There were 4. The first
you want to share
two,
screen, or you just want to go verbal?
No, I could just go verbal because I'm just reading it out of a news article. So the first 2, hold on, stand by. Hold on.
All right, standing by. We are waiting for the official breakdown of the subpoenas. Have a great turnout today. So welcome to the Midlight Bro Logic News Network. Please, if you haven't like, share, and subscribe, do so now, my people. All right, give me those subpoenas. What is it?
So there were 2 that were served 2 Fridays ago on a Friday, and one requested all documents related to the indicted village administrator Keith Freeman and several companies he's involved with. So that's the guy that had been mentioned in the comments. Keith Freeman was actually has been indicted and charged with bankruptcy fraud in his personal life, and he has been allegedly. He's been accused of lying about his income. So he's dealing with a personal bankruptcy fraud issue, but he's been subpoenaed for everything relating to him, several companies he's involved with, including her charity, Tiffany Cares. That's one subpoena.
Okay, so this guy works for her. What's his position?
He was the village administrator. So he was her right-hand man running the village.
Is this the one she's having sex with?
No, not at all.
Okay, and just quickly, hold on. We have a very special guest. Dennison, welcome to the show. We're just going to quickly go over the subpoenas before this meeting starts, and then we'll get to you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Okay, let's go with the next subpoena.
Great. So, so first subpoena going after Keith Freeman and any companies he was involved in, and documents that relate to him. Okay. The second relates to personnel and disciplinary files for almost 30 individuals who worked for the village. That was the second one. Then the next Monday, so 3 days later, they requested documents. There were 2 subpoenas served, and one that focuses on her personally, her private work, and one that revolves around the township. So what's scary, and what I would be scared of if I were her, what could be driving her crazy at this point, is that they were seeking everything relating to her personnel files, her wage documents, her tax documents, her time records, checks written to cash. This chick might have been making checks written to cash. Who knows? A restaurant she owns, also a property management company, her political action committee, and a charity in her name. So they're asking for all the financials for all of those documents, for all of those endeavors of hers. The property management company was something that she actually had, and she was like renting homes out of. And that's something that she'd been getting. It's like prior years ago. She was renting out property, getting Section 8 rent, and she was like facing some issues around that. That's going to come up. I don't want to get too in the weeds. The second subpoena is for a trove of township financial documents like budgets, payroll records, and ordinances covering credit card purchases, expense records, reimbursements, security details, and use of vehicles. So that second one goes to her, probably the cops she hired to protect her, the vehicles that they used while they were protecting her, all the credit card purchases, the trips, et cetera, et cetera. So it seems to me like they've covered all the things that they want. And the township has until the 20th to turn all of these documents over. And I'll finish with this. The law firm that was representing her resigned. They filed a motion to withdraw. Now, the court might not let them withdraw, but they filed a motion to withdraw from all of her cases, claiming that they haven't been paid. Sometimes the court allows that, and sometimes the court doesn't, because remember, U.S. courts are not supposed to be about money. So a court might not release you just because you're not being paid, because lawyers take an oath to uphold the law. We don't take an oath to get paid, even though the public opinion is quite the contrary. So we don't know how that's going to go, but she doesn't have counsel at this point.
Hold on.
That's all.
What you're saying.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Are you saying that America forces lawyers like slaves to do jobs they don't want to do? Is that what I just heard?
It depends. It depends.
That is
And
the most legal argument I've ever heard in my life. It depends.
They're not getting paid, but they're forced to work. There's a name for that. It's called slavery. But I'm getting off track.
Pro bono,
I want
right?
to give.
Pro
I want to put
bono?
some respect on Dennison's
No, it's not pro
name.
bono. Real quick.
Hold up, everybody. Let's get Dennison. Dennison, give it to me. Tiffany Henyard, yay or nay?
Yay.
Perfect. That's a great take. Anything else, or do you want to go back to the panel?
No, I can't beat perfection. Let's go back to the folks.
Okay. All right. The rest of y'all keep going. Let's get it. Lawyers are slaves. I didn't know that.
Not necessarily. Again,
if the government is forcing you to work,
if I could finish real quick, sir,
that is called
Barnabas. The standard that the courts look at is whether withdrawing as counsel will cause a violation to that client's due process rights. So, with them withdrawing this early in the game, I don't think that there's going to be a problem. Now, if she were indicted, arraigned, and trials up in 2 weeks, we have a problem at that point because she's not going to have time to get counsel. She's not going to have time to prepare a proper defense with
judge
said
probably
counsel.
wouldn't let her.
And as a result, the judge wouldn't, because it would permanently affect her right to due process. That's the legal
and then
standard.
there's also city council, like who you're going to be represented by is not necessarily who the city employs as counsel.
That doesn't matter here because
she's going to have. She could have her personal attorney. There could be the city council. So, like, people can quit and resign without affecting any ongoing case or investigation, just depending on who the person is,
Yeah, but this was outside counsel. She didn't have city attorneys representing her in this particular point, and they wouldn't be able to. That would cause what's known as mandatory withdrawal because there's an imputed conflict of interest, specifically the city being entangled with her mess. There's no way that they would be able to represent her in that particular matter. But that doesn't matter here because counsel that she had was outside. It was third-party counsel that she had hired. And I'm thinking that they withdrew because she didn't pay them.
That's what they're claiming. They weren't being paid. And there was something like 14 cases that they were dealing with. And I don't know if maybe the village was paying them on behalf of her. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I don't think she was being sued in these cases in her personal capacity. And if she's being sued in her capacity as the village administrator or elected official, I feel like they have to maybe pay, but I don't know. This will all come out. This is all going to come out. Oh, look at this crowd. I'm going to mute myself.
We love you.
We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. Stop.
Well, I'd love to tell you who they love and what's going on, but I simply just don't know. Does anyone know what's going on with this?
There's a lot of support for her still.
Oh, you think this is pro Tiffany Henyard?
No, these look like the trustees that are like the majority against her. She's in the minority now. So these, I think
she still has a lot of support. I think, from what I understand, she still has a lot of support.
The people who protest are definitely not for her for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that's trying to like get her up out of there, and they're very vocal about it, which is why at that town hall a few weeks ago she actually snuck out of there so she could avoid their questions.
Oh yeah.
They came she's not going to show. She's not going to show. I wouldn't show. I'd be in Canada.
I wouldn't show. I don't know what I'd be doing.
FBI she shows to all these generally, though.
She does.
Yeah,
she might show in a little collar shirt. She's been showing up real professional lately, like real demure, like in a collar shirt with the county name. She's been looking like more like a public employee and less like that. I mean, she had this stylist. She was rocking with the stylist for a long time. And now it seems like she's back to being like what, she's trying to be like the people's mayor.
It's almost as if somebody took all her money.
She really is. She really is one of the best. Let's take out the Nino Brown, New Jack City look. She really is one of the best dressed ever. She's just so classy, so elegant. I mean, it's a fact.
Agreed.
She does.
She
looks,
had a
looks
great future. She looks
And
better than Kamala, and I know you love her outfits, but
well, she's a little no. Kamala looks better because Kamala looks less sexy. Tiffany Henyard she's right on the edge of too sexy right there. That's a little bit too low cut, but it still passes. And
give the people what they want. Give the people what they want.
Too sexy. Too sexy.
It's a bit too sexy, I think. Let's see what's
I
going
don't
on.
know, man. I think a lot of simps will vote for sexy.
Well, yeah. Case in point, that dum-dum who shot her dog in the face. Let's talk about Sarah Palin just getting by on her looks alone. They're just dum-dums. And
So
she said, hold up,
these
in her
lawsuits are all separate.
In her book, her book came out. She said she met Kim Jong-un or something, and it's a total lie. She lied. No. Who am I talking about, Ryan? Who's that woman?
Kristi Noem. She was Montana.
She's
rancher.
a governor.
Yeah.
She had some book come out that said she stared down Kim Jong-un and, girl power. And I'm not intimidated. And it's just, she never met him. She lies like Biden lies. She should be on Biden's ticket.
Not to change the subject, but is Trump going to choose her as his VP?
He can't.
I doubt it.
No way.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Okay.
All right. Let's take a panel poll.
I want Tulsi Gabbard to be his VP so badly.
Okay.
I don't know why he won't do that.
Tulsi Gabbard both arouses me and terrifies me, and I
You
find
know
that
She's awesome. She wanted the job. Why not give it to her? It's like so dumb.
Well, I think she demonstrated why.
Demonstrated why what?
She doesn't have the history. She's got like 3 years as a Republican, and before that, she was a leftist.
We're talking about Kristi Noem?
No, Tulsi Gabbard.
keep up. Tulsi Gabbard, the white streak of love.
Yeah,
Tulsi Gabbard's great. He should pick her. He can bring the whammons because she's a strong whammon. She's a soldier in war. She's still active duty. She looks good for perverts like Caucasian Sasquatch. She's been serving in Senate for a couple of years. She did good during the fires.
The problem, she ran for the Democratic presidency in 2016, so it's hard to. She doesn't have the,
That is a good
his
point.
His pick has to be electorally strategic, I think, and that's not Tulsi Gabbard.
Why not? Why not?
What electoral votes is she going to get him that he's not going to get?
Hawaii's going to get 6 votes.
It's
like what can she get that he can't? Is what you're saying?
Electoral wise,
yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. I have to think about that.
It's either that or it's something that he has to make a deal with the current establishment. So he's either got to get a VP that's going to help him electorally, or he needs a VP where he's going to get support from the establishment by making concessions rather, it's either going to have to be some kind of backroom deal for overall support, or it's going to have to add up electorally, because he doesn't do that stuff. At least the last time he ran, he didn't run his campaign like Trump. He let the campaign people run the campaign, and that's why he won.
Okay, so let's
go down he can't, like he was talking about Rubio from Florida. He's got Florida.
Hold up. So who do you want for VP, and who do you think is going to be VP? I want Ramaswamy. I think he's going to pick that idiot Tim Scott because he doesn't like smart people that'll challenge him. That's what I think. And plus, he's got the right skin tone. Lawyer Chick, go.
I don't know much about Tim Scott, so I hope not. I just think, I don't know why these politicians don't choose people that will help them win. Like Bernie and Tulsi would have been a great pair.
Yeah, popular vote doesn't matter. You have to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Are you going to answer the questions, Lawyer Chick? Are you going to answer the questions?
Yeah, that's facts. I got it. Why were there more questions for me? Who do I want to be?
You want Tulsi. Who do you think he's going to pick?
Oh, who do I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, that's a pass. Juan,
yeah,
who do you want? Who's he going to pick?
I actually want him to pick Tulsi as well, only because if that were the case for the Libertarians and the Independents, it's game over.
Who do you think he's
Who
going
I
to pick?
think, who I think he might pick is Tim Scott. We'll see what happens.
Okay, Dennison. Who do you want? Who's he going to pick?
Who do I want? I want him to pick Midlife Bro Logic
Yes.
for VP.
I accept. I accept.
And I think, who do I think he's going to pick? I think it's going to be just like last time. You're going to have, when you find out who he picked, you're going to go, who? So it's none of these names.
Right.
And
none of these names. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, some obscure
Is it going to be as bad a pick as Sarah Palin was for what's his face?
Yeah, it could be, because if you really think about it, what's his name wasn't that great of a pick.
McCain. And remember,
Pence. Mike Pence was awful. Yeah. I hated him.
But he doesn't want someone too charismatic because he is deeply, I guess, insecure, right? But hold up.
Pence was a smart pick.
Pence shored up his support from the evangelicals, which is what pushed him over the edge in those places where he wasn't getting the support from blacks and he wasn't getting the support from women. But the evangelicals turned out and gave him those few thousands of votes that he got to win.
Yeah, you're right.
Ultimately, he doesn't need the evangelicals anymore, though.
I want the clown show. I want Margaret Taylor Greene.
You want MTG? Okay.
I want the clown show, man. Give me the nose with the curls and the white paint, the green eyes, the whole nine. I want the big clown shoes. I want the whole show, bro. Bring me the whole three.
Who is he going to pick, though? Who do you think?
Like he said, I think it'll be somebody that you haven't considered because he hasn't mentioned it, and it was only a name bandied about in the background, and no one really took it seriously except with Trump's track record, not just in presidency but in hiring and firing. It will be a shark.
How do you can you define what a shark is? Because I'm just
okay. Remember you remember his press attache's choice? What was her name?
Kaylee McEnany.
Right. Shark.
Got it.
She showed it.
She's the best press secretary of my lifetime.
Yeah, right. Like she was an absolute powerhouse of what she did. Did she answer Trump sometimes? Did you care? No, you just listened to her talk and that beautiful blonde hair bounce around a little bit. And she talked down to you like you were a third grader and you appreciated her for it.
Well, that's pretty cheap and disgusting of you, but I do admire your honesty. I see how and what it takes to buy you off Caucasian Sasquatch. Let me talk to a man who has standards and morals, even though we have differing opinions. Ryan Mannion, who do you want? Who is he going to pick?
It's a hard one, I would think. I mean, he is an egomaniac, so probably like his son, like his own son, he'll probably pick. But no, I don't know, man. It's really difficult. Electorally, there's no swing states with any candidates really. So I think his best play is Tim Scott. He can consolidate minority voters, and Tim Scott he's a stable pick. You know, he's steady. He's not a ball of fire. He does bring that Christian conservative thing with him. So, and Trump's like unpredictable. Tim Scott's real steady, you know. So
Tim Scott is just so bought and paid for. He just stands for nothing. He stands for what his donors tell him, and it's so obvious. He can't even hide it. He's just so gross. At least Pence, I think, really believed in like the church or something. Like I kind of believe he did.
I think Tim Scott's got no scandal history, man.
I don't see Trump and Scott vibing with each other when they have that meeting. Like
when they were together, I thought they were fine. Tim Scott's very awkward, by the way, with everybody.
Where does he come from? He's a senator, isn't he?
South Carolina, which he already has. Electorally, it doesn't help him. But I think he's still the right candidate. He's got enough exposure. He was thinking about Rubio. I don't think he helps them.
What about Ron DeSantis? They had like a little meeting the other day and came out and had a love like a bromance moment.
is water from the poison well. I think that the news that be will eat that combination for breakfast.
Yeah,
They wouldn't
I
be able to
agree.
get nothing out. They'd be locked up and but dude, I don't think it would fly. Legally, yes, but I don't
He
think
needs
the media
independence.
will allow that to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I'd even be interested to see somebody like Joe Manchin, who is a ticketed Democrat, but he voted with Trump about 80% of the time. So
Well, that's because Trump is a New York Democrat who's masquerading as a Republican, bro.
That's true.
Wait, there's differences between the parties? What are they?
That's what I'm wondering, especially after they took all of our money and sent it to Ukraine and Israel. I want to know what the differences are.
Yeah, that's the
Well,
only.
nobody's a fiscal conservative anymore. That's for
Here's
sure.
what we can be sure of: no matter who he picks as vice president, we're all getting fucked.
All right. So in case people don't know, you heard it here first. The Midlife Bro Logic Supreme Court and soothsayer and fortune tellers have decided it's going to be Tim Scott. So for people who don't know who Tim Scott is, since it doesn't really look like anything is happening here, let's just check in on this real quick.
Bro, this is more audio than they are. No offense.
I don't know what's going on there.
I'm watching the meeting site, and it's still off.
Okay, so just keep that on. Let me know if it comes up. But why
Tiffany
don't we?
Tiffany Henyard's going to show up in a hot air balloon.
Like the freaking Wizard of Oz.
I like a double stretch limo. I love it.
What's the name? Let this lady keep talking.
Senator Tim Scott.
Yeah.
Senator. Okay, he's a freaking senator. Jesus.
Yeah,
it's
he's
funny
top
that
man.
I sit here, I make fun of people, and am I hating? Is it justified? And is it just all from jealousy that I'm just hating on this person so much? I'm not a senator. I would love to be a senator, but I don't have what it takes, unfortunately. But let's listen to Tim Scott. And I have never heard this interview before, but I already know I'm not going to be impressed. Let's have a listen.
Seems to be echoing who's script about election results. Take a look.
Senator, will you commit to accepting the election results of 2024? Bottom line.
At the end of the day, the 47th president of the United States will be President Donald Trump.
Yes or no, will you accept the election results of 2024 no matter who wins?
That is my statement.
But is it just yes or no? Will you accept the election results of 2024?
I look forward to President Trump being the 47th president. Kristen, you could ask him multiple times.
Senator, just a yes or no answer.
So the American people will make the decision.
But I don't hear you committing
for President Trump. That's clear.
All right, maybe this is unfair. It is The View.
Am I wrong in believing that they're trying to find him?
Your viewers are about to go ballistic because you showed The View. Put something else on.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That was Meet the Press.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was Meet the Press reacting to it was The View reacting to Meet the Press. Let's just find just a
That's
random
like double dirty.
I agree with Love Lady. He is goofy. He's so goofy.
He's
I expect him to just be like he looks like a goofball. That is
he's
what a goofball
unintelligent.
Like.
He is unimpressive.
Well, look at Lindsey Graham. What's wrong with South Carolina? Lindsey Graham is my least favorite.
He's not unintelligent. He's a Kamala Harris in a lot of ways. He's very awkward.
Kamala Harris is extremely unintelligent.
Are awkward.
Right now,
He's smarter than Kamala Harris.
I'm not saying. What I'm saying is it's like Mark Zuckerberg. They're awkward people. Socially, they don't. You know what I mean? They're not charismatic.
You're being very generous calling them people.
Maybe I think a lot of his awkwardness comes from the fact that everything he says is not his own thought. And he has to think of what do my overlords want me to say to keep this gravy train going?
Well, what's on the script? Because he doesn't have his own thoughts. He's a dope.
And it's difficult to probably go through life trying to these people. But here he is in a place where I'm sure that they will treat him with kindness, of course. Fox News. They love him. Look, here we go.
He's already smiling.
Much for being here.
Good morning, Maria. Thank you.
Who would you like to see in that leadership role in the Senate?
It's a great question. I like to see someone leading the Senate who is willing and able to work hand in glove with President Trump. We need a majority in the Senate that understands putting America first is working with President Trump. Our priorities should start with closing the southern border. It should continue on having the next wave of tax cuts that gives Americans their money back. And then we should make sure that we have law and order in our streets. That's not the person, John or John, it's the concept that President Trump will lead our country to a brighter future, and we must have a new majority leader who wants to work hand in glove with Donald Trump.
You know, while
So you don't want
President
to answer
Trump
that one
was
either.
meeting with the family of
It's literally
Laken
Mike
Riley,
Pence.
who was murdered by an illegal who crossed into this country in September of 2022, according.
What'd you say?
You're saying
It's
he's
literally
Black Mike Pence?
That's Mike Pence. Like his answer is almost
It was.
scripted. Yeah, I mean, but
That
that's
was
the
kind of Mike
job.
Pence's. Like he's running for
That's the
VP.
job. Yeah. You know, if you ask him which way to go, he's going to give you a speech. It's just the way, you know, but that you want that steady, solid, you know, especially.
I
when you
thought
have
she
a
was
person
going to
like
ask
Trump.
him who was going to be president, but she said, "Who do you want in the Senate leadership role?" And what did he do? He answered it with who he wants to be president. You got to give it to him. He's already running for
We
VP
need
right
someone
now.
that's gonna, yeah. But that's
What do you think about the Senate, Trump? Hey, how about term limits, Trump?
the VP
What do you think
job
about
is
welfare, Trumpity Trump?
He's a fluffer, right? The VP, he's a fall guy and a fluffer. That's the VP job. He takes the hits. You send him out there to get chewed up, as you know. The president sends him out there to get just chewed up. That's the job, you know. That's the job. So, you know. But then if Tim Scott does a good job, he might be the president after Trump. What do you know?
That's the thing. Do you want this guy to be the president of the United States?
Oh my God, no! Oh
I
my
mean-
God, no!
Remember,
You haven't
Gerald
even
Ford?
heard him, Barney. You haven't even heard him.
I know. I knew who he. I was the first
You didn't
person
know he
who
was a
brought his
senator.
name.
Ew,
I
Tim
didn't know he was a
Scott.
senator, but I see him. I see how he talks, which he's just controlled. He has no original thoughts. He's just like the pizza guy. He's like, let's get a right skin tone and let's get somebody who will just say what we want and we'll put him in the front of the line. And that's what it is. You want to talk about affirmative action? You talk about Tim Scott, and that's what it is. That's
Well,
what
is it affirmative action? Because look at what South Carolina has put into office. They've got Lindsey Graham, who's my least favorite senator,
I
and
don't
this
know.
guy,
This is Lindsay.
right? So the two of them are both like, I'm not. I mean, it's maybe
Who else
the
do you
issue.
have? Give me the
Well,
other
that's
strong
South Carolina.
candidate.
That's South
Who
Carolina.
else do you
So-
have though? Give me another charismatic. Give me another solid like Marco Rubio. He called him Little Marco for the last 8 years. Who else is out there that's like a?
Rubio said he had small hands, referring to his pee size. You don't remember that?
They were literally going back and forth. Who else do you have? And then
He
made
said that
them
Trump had a
go
small
low
pee.
quick.
There's no way he's going to pick him. I mean, that's what
Like,
American
they
politics is into. Who has the biggest pee? That was really the stage. Thanks, Marco Rubio. You know, and don't forget, he wears those. How do we call them? They look like some kind of weird shoes with lifts, and they look like
He wears high heels.
they were like high
so does
heels.
DeSantis.
I thought that was the Sandus. Yeah.
No,
the
no,
ortho lift.
Rubio
Rubio
shoes.
used
Don't
to-
make me bring it up.
yes,
And
he
he
started
said,
it.
yeah, small hands.
The
He's
lifts
like,
inside the shoes. Yeah.
but it's not necessarily the. Okay, I got to pull up a picture. Obviously, let me pull this up.
Of his
Keep going.
hands.
Oh,
No,
oh,
of the shoes.
No, he's wearing lifter shoes, man. Like the
no,
play.
no. They look like something that who is the bow and arrow guy would wear? What's that guy's name?
Robin Hood.
Yeah, they look like the Robin Hood shoes. Here we go. This is from like 8 years ago.
Like
Here
Men
we
in
go.
Tights.
Yes.
Oh, dude, he's wearing Cuban heels.
Yeah, he's Cuban, so you know how that is. But
He's
let's-
Cuban, dude. I mean, look, he's
Like, do you want a president that wears these shoes and talks about
Yes.
other men's peepees? No.
No, I don't. I mean,
No.
I don't care
No,
about.
I want a
peepees,
president
but
that puts trans people in his cabinet.
Look at these. Look
I'll
at this.
take this.
Those are sharp. Those are
then
cool
vote for
shoes.
Biden. That's already a thing.
Those are nice shoes.
This.
They're very
Trans
stylish.
that.
This. He looks like freaking Don Quixote. Like, no.
Yeah, we need. I'm sorry, but we need a we need a
Put your
Latino
Spanish
president.
Put your Spanish heritage to the side. You know, can you just wear something more? Like, look at
They're
this.
stylish.
America needs a Latino president.
No,
we
we
have
don't.
for a
No.
long time.
Absolutely not. No. No.
Well, it's like that.
That could have happened. There was
No.
some,
No. the reason why I would say absolutely not is because, for example, if you get the first Mexican American president, for example, you're going to have Mexico trying to pull him all the way over to go after Mexico's interest. And what they always say is what they always say is, "Tú tienes la pala en la frente, tú eres como uno de nosotros," and they use that only when it's convenient to them. When it's not convenient to them, oh, you're just a freaking gringo. You're nothing more than a
That's exactly why we should have a Mexican or a Latino president, because we should be investing more in Mexico. Especially considering look where our money is going, Ukraine and Israel, and we should be spending that money on shutting down the cartels and shoring up the southern border of Mexico. We should be doing more. We should be doing the kind of trade deals that we do with China, the kind of sweetheart deals we give to the Chinese and the Russians who hate us. We should be doing those deals with the Mexicans.
Well,
we did. It was called the USMCA. It was called NAFTA.
And we should continue that with a Latino president.
No, absolutely not. To me, it's no different than these people basically shilling, like you said, midlife with Israel. I'm sorry, but absolutely not. I think a lot of our stuff has to stay in-house. We're good all by ourselves. We don't need to make that many trade deals because a lot of the countries need what we produce. I'll just put it like that. We don't necessarily need that many raw materials. We got titanium here in the States. We got cobalt here in Nevada. Now, if you could just get the green tree-hugging people to STFU, then we wouldn't have any problems at that particular point. So then when China comes calling, when India comes calling,
slave children to slave away in those mines.
Right. That's why it make more sense if we raise the living and wage standard in Mexico so that Canada and the United States were more in line and we could do more for the working class and we could work together as a North American Union the way Europe and other regions do to compete with us.
Oh, hell, even worse.
To keep labor standards lower.
Union is talking about forming their own army? Absolutely not. No, I don't want to. I don't subscribe to that World Economic Forum doctrine of the superstate.
No,
Absolutely.
Yeah, forget
But
You're living in it, whether you subscribe to it or not.
What the point that I'm making is that these cobalt mines that these kids are slaving out of, again, we have those same mines here. We don't need to contract companies to go to Africa or wherever to.
Why do you think they contract them to Africa?
Because it's cheap labor. We don't need to do that. We can again send them again if you.
Well, we don't need to do it, but the oligarchs that run your government, they will go to where the labor is cheapest.
It's not even government. It's a lot of times private companies. Private companies.
Who do you think
was cheaper?
Yeah, who do you think runs Washington D.C. in America? It's a corporatist state.
Okay.
Well, it's a lobbyist state.
Yeah. We all enjoy that. We all enjoy
Who lobbies
the cheap goods.
Yeah, I mean it's public. It's public. Corporatization. What do you want to call it? We call it lobbying.
Corporatism. Call it what Mussolini called it, fascism.
It's fascism.
Chris Hayes calls it a corporatocracy.
I mean, insert any word or idea that you want. We're all of those things. We're not a republic like how we need to be.
Yeah, we're trading with the world.
Democracy, for whatever reason.
Like all I hear,
all these cheap goods though, the cheap TVs, the cheap items, the cheap shoes you're getting for, we all enjoy exploiting these other markets. That's reality.
Is this tonight's meeting?
Who wants to spend $2,000 on a shirt? I don't.
Oh, Dad, but those aren't. That's a false dichotomy.
What if we didn't have?
It's not a false dichotomy.
It absolutely is a false dichotomy. $2,000 on a shirt for something cotton made in the United States.
Okay, what I'm saying is
the difference is between being able to buy every single thing in your life at the dollar store and paying $3 to $5 instead. Those are the realistic differences we're talking about. It's not the end of the world if we don't import all this crap from China. And yeah, are you not going to be able to have the new $1,200 iPhone every single year? Probably not. Oh no, that's the end of Western civilization. consumerism is rampant and overheated.
What I'm saying is,
I don't. If we
wanna
had a
make
cool down in
everything- we wanna
consumerism
make-
and even a contraction in the economy, honestly, to be honest with you, I don't think it'd be the worst thing for America.
We want to make the technologically difficult items, and not like clothing, not stuff that's easy to make, because we make more money that way. When we make the difficult stuff here.
But we
You follow me?
don't. We outsource that too.
Well, that's 'cause
You'd be
we're
lucky if
stupid
it gets
and
put
we had
together
idiots do
here.
that. Yeah, so we want to make the difficult stuff, computers, missile systems, the hard stuff, national security stuff, and then we don't want to be making clothing when we can have our same labor force making stuff that pays far more, you know? You want to move up the value chain. That's the whole idea.
Well, right now all we do is consume, and almost all the manufacturing is outsourced
Yeah, it's not good. I don't
All
agree
of
with
it.
at the
All of
cost.
it.
Yes,
The
at the
idiots do
cost
that.
to the middle class in this country, by the way, and on the backs of the working class.
I don't know about that. That sounds communist to me.
Let's check
wake
in. Let's
up
check
and
in on
smell
this.
the pot you're cooking in.
Let's check in on this meeting. Let me talk to April Rain. April Rain, we're talking about Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, 4 subpoenas. Will she or won't she go down? I think she's innocent. I think they're using her.
But we're not watching the trial.
But we're not watching.
We're
the
watching
trial.
the meeting.
It's
Yeah, we're
Dalton's board
watching
meeting.
and we don't even know if she's going to show up.
She might not show up. And if you know anything about Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard and Dalton, you know it is not without controversy.
We got all the news media here, I think.
It was supposed to be at 6:30.
Who you would
And then it was pushed back to 7:30.
2,
Now it's 8. And who knows what's happening here?
Yeah, I
Lots of
think
people
they're all
outside
here.
yelling. The FBI are involved. I don't know what's happening
The
here.
reporters downstairs writing, sitting on the floor.
Man, I'm no psychologist, but this woman is definitely a narcissist for sure.
She's insane.
You think?
I don't know how you can know that.
Do you think that's what it is? Is it narcissism?
After the billboards being put up in her city, I mean, like, god damn.
Right.
Could we argue any other point?
She put her photo on
I
the
can argue.
website.
I can argue it. She probably had those put up to get elected, and she got elected. If I
No,
want to get
this was
elected,
after the
and if
fact.
I deem that advertising myself on a billboard is an effective means to get reelected, then I will do it. Is that narcissism or just being an effective leader? Hello.
No, it's narcissism,
It's
bro.
actually just hilarious.
How
Yeah,
is
to
it
me, it was just a
narcissism
clown
if it
show.
works?
She came out with her own podcast because people were talking about her.
People
Come
were
on,
talking
man.
about her, and we heard the one side. Everyone up here is dogging on Tiffany Henyard. Oh, she's a criminal. You got Ryan up here affirmatively acting like he has some kind of inside evidence against her. Oh, I know she's guilty, and I know this. You don't know, sir, Ryan. You don't know
The FBI's
anything.
involved.
That doesn't mean you're guilty. Last time I checked,
She
okay.
didn't know.
Just because the
Well,
police
you know the
are looking at
FBI
you
doesn't get
doesn't make you
involved
guilty. This is
in that.
America. You're innocent until proven guilty, sir. You are un-American just by even saying that. You act like you know all this stuff. It's so, and again, so stunning, so brave to kick a woman. Shame on you. While she's down.
A strong woman of color.
Thank you.
An
You for that.
independent woman of color.
Keep going. What else? There we go. Thank you, Dennis.
Yeah, you fucking rule. Rock and roll. Yeah.
Now I had some
It's just your
complaints.
white privilege showing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking rule. Rock and roll. Yeah.
I had some complaints from, I think it was Sam. It was one of my haters. Either Sam or Notelos. Sam or Notelos, if you're in here, I know you're complaining. I don't have enough clips. I'm not clever enough. But guess what? I took a little time. I did something for you. I made a new clip, and I'm going to direct this one at Ryan. Ryan, I direct this new clip, first time ever on the Midlife Bro Logic Network, at you, sir, and your take on Tiffany Henyard. That's the Midlife Bro Logic Graphic Arts Department coming in strong.
That was what that you saying that was what you wanted to show me?
That was so long.
That's what she
That's like
said. That
40
was directed at you,
seconds.
Ryan. What?
That's like 40 seconds.
It's too long. That's what she said. I hear that all the time.
Too long.
I hear that all the time.
She said that was so long.
That's what she
And then
said.
she was disappointed, and she went to HB.
Hey, it's always kept me smiling and satisfied.
HB took care of her one. That's what you said.
I said this. She said it was too long, and then she was thoroughly disappointed. So HB took care of it.
I got you.
So, all right. It doesn't look like. It looks like we're just chilling. Let's get back to Tim Scott. Let's go back to a friendly environment for Tim Scott. Let's see him. This is his natural habitat, Ryan, since you're such a Tim Scott fan. And let me try to be fair, right? Here we go.
To the
Tim
FBI.
Scott.
I have to be critical. I'm trying to be a quote unquote journalist, sir. And journalists are just like, really, we're supreme haters. We're supreme haters. We're just paid to hate on people and talk smack. And that's what it is. I'm not up to the journalism moniker yet. What'd you say?
You can't let it taint your soul. You just hate vicariously. You let the hate flow through you. You know, like
if you got hate in your heart right now, just let it out.
Good.
In the good words of Clayton Bisbee, if you got hate in your heart right now, just let it out.
I am going to let it out. I'm going to direct it at Tim Scott. And please,
black white supremacist.
When you use my name, please don't use the term taint in the same sentence.
That monkey was beating on my hood, Jasper.
President Biden was apologizing for calling that person an illegal. I don't understand this. Can you explain it?
No one can explain that. Talk about disgusting. Joe Biden is more worried about using the word illegal or undocumented. The word he should use is murderer. Here we have Donald Trump, our president, sitting down with Laken Riley's family, and you have Joe Biden apologizing for what word he used. We need a president who's serious about saving American lives by closing the southern border with a Trump wall. We need a president who is serious about saving American lives by reinstating the Remain in Mexico policy. Maria, we need a president who is serious enough.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When he said a Trump wall, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not gonna lie to you. That does sound like he has a script in his back pocket.
Honest, I don't like him.
He does have of course he has a script. He's not going up there without a script because he's smart. He's doing exactly what the vice president's supposed to do.
He's not smart.
Marty,
Why does
I
it
need
have to
to
be
bring
a Trump
that same clip right when he first starts talking, but before the words actually come out of his mouth. I want you to see the micro expression of the deer in the headlights look that he's going to give every single time he has to speak.
You want me to rewind it?
Yeah, back it
What
up.
do you, what do you guys want? What do you guys want?
He's like,
you want a live and showy VP?
I mean, Ryan, are we talking about for real, or are we talking about pragmatically in this current day and age?
I'm saying to win an election, do we want Showtime or do we want a Mike Boring Pence that's providing stability?
I mean, in an ideal world, I want somebody who isn't an idiot, who can think for themselves. That when you ask him any question, he thinks to himself and then has a critical thought in his own brain. And then words that make sense and provide solutions for Americans come out of the front of his face hole. That's what I want. Now, I know that's wanted too much, Ryan. I know it is. But that's what I want, buddy, okay?
Yeah, you fucking rule! Fucking rule!
Ask Mike Pence the same question. It sounds exactly the same. Well, I remember when I first met Donald Trump.
That for sure. And that little start out that he just had is freaking solid money right there.
Best take of the show so far. I want someone who's not an idiot. Yeah. Hold on. Let's get back to Ryan's champion here. You're gonna have to. You got a lot of explaining to do, Ryan. After this,
not the person, John. It's the concept that President Trump will lead our country to a brighter future, and we must have a new majority leader who wants to work hand in glove with Donald Trump.
You know, while President Trump was meeting with the family of Laken Riley, who was murdered by an illegal who crossed into this country in September of 2022, according to the FBI, President Biden was apologizing for calling that person an illegal. I don't understand this. Can you explain it?
No one can explain that. Talk about disgusting. Joe Biden is more
right there, right?
That's perfect.
Right before he speaks,
Here we go.
Can explain that.
Very demonstrative.
Talk about disgusting.
That's our guy.
Joe Biden is more worried about using the word illegal or undocumented. The word he should use is murderer. Here we have Donald Trump, our president, sitting down with Laken Riley's family. And you have Joe Biden apologizing for what word he used. We need a president who's serious about saving American lives by closing the southern border with a Trump wall. We need a president who is serious about saving American lives by reinstating the Remain in Mexico policy. Maria, we need a president who is serious enough about saving 70,000 Americans who are dying to fentanyl by getting serious and tough on our border. We don't need a president who's going.
I can't take it. I can't take it. It's like this is
Ryan.
No, Ryan. Hold on. No, it's Ryan's turn.
If they asked him a question about his car, he would answer, if Donald Trump were in office, that's what we need. You don't, as a conservative, that's what you need. You need a pitch man. You need somebody that's just pushing the president at every level. And by the way, that's a politician. That's why Joe Biden was on the Barack Obama ticket. And he still says, remember when I was with Barack? He still talks about it. We need a pitch man to do that. I mean, Mike Pence did it well.
He's not even a good pitch man. I wouldn't buy a used car from him at CarMax, where they don't even need a salesman. Like, no way, no thanks. You
like,
want to hear?
Brian, you think he's appealing to people, really?
I think you got your. Go ahead, Russia. What do you got? Let's hear Russia.
Yeah, you guys were talking about this when I went to the store for a second, but my VP pick would actually be Ben Carson. And Ben Carson has a really good relationship with Trump, to be honest with you. What's up, Brian? How you feel about
that? So that makes sense aesthetically.
Aesthetically, it does, right?
Electorally, I don't see what it gets him, but I like Ben. I like Ben too, you know.
All of his power went to his doctor, brain. And
his what?
Yeah,
if he was a character on a video game, they put all of his points in being a doctor, and everything else is empty.
Yeah.
No,
you mean doing surgery inside the womb on a child's brain, which is what he did?
I don't know if he did that.
You're right. You're right.
I
They give him 100.
Yeah, he has
he did do
it. He has 10,000 points to dexterity.
The queen is speaking. Hold up.
Oh shit.
Okay.
She showed up.
There's my girl. That's my new girlfriend right there.
She's looking great. I'm kind of too spring.
I'm glad I didn't.
You know what? She did not go with the public servant look. I was wrong. I'm about to be. That girl has a face full of professional makeup. That girl went to the salon today. Okay, this is going to be good. I am.
The lawyer chick and I both would have lost those bets.
Blown away. I thought she was going to come looking humble. She doubled down with that outfit and her lipstick and her eye makeup.
See, this is Tiffany. This is how she does.
She
doesn't know how to be any
I
other
definitely
way.
want to be her lawyer now, Barnabas.
She doesn't know how to be any other way. That's what you don't understand. These people.
I want to be her lawyer.
She's acting professional too, right? She's not.
Man, she just fixed her curls when you said that. Did you see
that? She's unafraid. She's unafraid as fuck.
Are they gonna mess with their mics too?
Who's this revolutionary? Oh, that's just a member of the public trying to speak.
Let's see. Here we go.
Yeah, of course.
Woke revolutionary.
They break the mic. They break the mic.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, everybody. My mic is not muted.
Remember last time the cop was
you guys get out of control. Muted.
Everybody, hopefully that's on live can hear.
Yeah, it's muted now.
First off, this is ridiculous. I'm disabled, Tiffany. Why am I being pushed and why am I being standing outside for over an hour for a meeting that's supposed to start earlier? This is ridiculous. You should have let us in. There's no threats out here today.
Jesus Christ. You hear how she's talking?
Do you have an excuse? Your excuse should be that you're stepping down as a mayor because you're a poor excuse for a mayor. Excuse me. So, like I was about to say, before I got muted last time, I did have a couple things that I wanted to address to this board, since you said we need to address your board. All of y'all need to step down and quit. Keith is a criminal. Stacey is a criminal. You a criminal. You going to jail. The FBI came and raided this place. You can keep lying on TikTok and everything else and saying you ain't get raided, but you did get raided. That's the truth.
This gonna be good.
You have people sending me.
Facts.
People in these streets too.
Yo.
They tell me who the people are that you've been sending after me, and you try to believe that those threats are not going unnoticed. I have children in my house, so yeah, y'all can mute the mics if you want to, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's why you don't look this way, like you wouldn't look when Alexis Wilson was talking to you. But I got 3 minutes, right?
Hold on, Barney.
I got 3 minutes. You see my hair? For the wigs that you promised you was gonna buy for this township. You see that? Do you see that? Like you didn't live across the street from my house for years. You don't have two white best friends. I had white best friends. Where's your Susie and whoever else you was talking about? Why don't you Google them? Why don't you tag them in all your posts since you talk about them so much? You didn't grow up in Dolton. Why you lying about growing up in Dolton? Why did you really grow up at? Because I ain't see you in none of my grammar schools. I know everybody. Who do you know?
Bro,
nobody.
Why
you ignoring us? All these victims out here, not victims, survivors. They're all surviving Henyard. That's the new thing, surviving Henyard. This administration is shameful. Y'all are a disgrace. And you won't step down? You have all these people out here crying their hearts out because of the things that your officers did to them. And you want to talk to your lawyer and ignore me, right? That's just ridiculous. I have kids that have been bothered by the threats that you had people send after me. But don't worry about it. The police have it. I hope the FBI is listening too. FBI, holler at me. Okay, me up on YouTube or whatever. But please let them know
Unbelievable.
that I sent them. Awesome. I'm coming to 211 wherever they at downtown this week, and I'm going to restart this case because you're not getting away with it. And residents, I'm so sorry that she won't step down, especially to the survivor. I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it because I mean it. She don't mean it. Thank you.
What you want, Rashi? What?
I'm dead.
Let me just get like a 15-second pause to try to place a bet on whether or not Tiffany Henyard is going to lose her shit and become ghetto tonight. Responding to one of these questions.
Okay, yeah, I'll put up a.
I got $100 saying that she does.
You think she does? I think she's gonna hold it together with that face and that hair and that look. She's not gonna. She is not gonna devolve. She is on her best game.
I think she's going to say thank you and move to the next person with no response.
All right, make sure you go to the.
Somebody's going to make her lose her shit, and I got $100.
Okay.
She wigged down on her.
I mean, she wigged. I'm not taking
it. That was my first comment.
The next person.
Her pulling
somebody leave that lady alone.
Was the most craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. She just pulled her hair off.
That was dope.
Yeah.
Right. But all right, go ahead.
If Saturday Night Live redid that, they wouldn't change anything.
No, they wouldn't need to. That was
just 1 second of it.
Wouldn't need to. But sorry, Bonnie, go ahead, bro.
This is just public comment. They haven't even gotten to the agenda. I don't even know why they're giving people 3 minutes. I'm shocked.
There's the woman with her. Someone tell the picture about the.
Good evening.
Here we go.
My name is Cara Wilson. I'm the mother of Alexis Wilson, brutally murdered by Dolton, Illinois police.
Please
So
keep your hair on.
on the night Alexis was murdered, the officer on the scene, Ryan Perez, was a serial killer. My daughter was his 4th victim.
Damn.
He promoted him, made him detective. He quit. Why would he quit? He just got a raise and a promotion. I guess after you kill 4 black people, you get a raise and a promotion. I don't know. But this man is a serial killer. So if he's in your town, watch for him. They violated her rights. Your officers punched my daughter in her face holding his flashlight. And she ran. Within 52 seconds, he was punching her and she was running. The officer on the right climbed in the vehicle while Alexis was sitting at 10 and 2. The first officer knocked her glasses off so she couldn't see a thing. So she had her face in the windshield and her hands at 10 and 2. As she hit that corner 4 seconds after being punched, 4 seconds, she saw the guy sitting the officer in the right side. She starts screaming. This is on the body cam you haven't released yet. Release the full body cam to the public. As she began to turn, she saw that officer in her vehicle and she started screaming. And that man put 2 bullets in her head and 5 down her side because her arms were still at 10 and 2. So how did he get clear shots straight down her side if she was doing anything other than holding that damn steering wheel? They murdered her. They murdered her and you tried to help them cover it up. We're going to get the truth. Thank you.
All right, call the next person.
So far, Sasquatch,
All right,
I mean, what you said is working out.
Nothing. She's not going to give them nothing. She's going to sit there, let them talk, and go home.
Because I didn't want to be ignored. And I'm here today. I'm calling you ass. Because you know me better than anybody sitting up there. And I did not appreciate what happened September the 1st. And to Lacey, I didn't appreciate what happened the first time I was bringing my grandson to a village board meeting, which was November the 20th, 2023. And keeping me out of these meetings was going to do what? You see, everybody's here now 12-fold over. So everything you all have done has rotten and failed. And then they're going to take your vessel right into a cell to the lawyer. I am absolutely livid with you. You sit here and you watch an abundance of disrespect, inhumane treatment. And are you the one that's getting ready to bow out to go hang out with the bears? What is that telling any of you all up there? No, I'm telling you all, y'all ain't gonna get to sell Dolton out. So don't keep sitting there like you ain't did anything wrong. You have done wrong in abundance. I don't like nobody violating my right. And if you think I'm gonna move around here and be concerned, you should think again. Because one thing's for certain, 2 things for sure. You crossing that line with my grandson, you gave me every reason to ensure that y'all end up like Terrence, Illinois. And if y'all ain't got enough intelligence or educated or communicate enough, because you're messy as hell, excuse me. Look it up. They shut the whole damn police department down and they had the board on board. You ain't got to be on board, Mayor, because you're not going to have no say-so. And Freeman, you knew about your lifestyle when you came. Why didn't you keep it where it was? Because we don't appreciate it here. And this is for my grandson.
Black power.
Silence.
All right.
Just flipping a bird.
Call the next person.
Amazing.
She's doing the fist of power, you know.
Yeah, black power.
That's not.
Why'd she turn around?
Has she said anything? She's not responded at all, has she?
Thank you all the
Yeah.
residents.
No, she
That's
has.
She's
she
keeping it
believes-
classy. She's keeping it classy.
No, I think
So
she
far I'm
believes.
losing-
She believes.
So far I'm losing
She's
a
that
bet.
delusional.
You know?
But it's not customary for the mayor to respond after each person during
That's
a
true.
public.
She
Yeah,
did.
they're just calling
can't
her.
respond in this particular case.
Earlier, she would respond after every single one of them, and it is verboten. That is not a thing. Don't do that. But she'd talk back to him. Up here hating on a black woman in power. Hating on a black woman in power. That's a quote. That's
It is.
her words.
But that was before. I think maybe now she's probably gotten some advice or she talked to her
That was just
her branding coach. I mean, she's pretty well produced. She's got coaches of some sort. Like her
well,
podcast.
they say it takes at least 90 days to acquire a habit, right? That was just 2-3 weeks ago. She was talking.
She's a quick. She was a quick study. She did like the hyper course.
Yeah, right.
Okay, there's somebody
Yeah, I
else.
feel
There's-
bad for these people going up there. They're just getting screwed, you know.
Well,
All
it's
of
like,
them.
yeah, it's like small town America. I think this is like a window. Every
Just
town in
ripped off.
America has councils, and like probably 13% of the people voted in this election to get these people elected. I'm
Yeah.
from a small ass hometown. It's the same way. You got a bunch of dipshits in local politics, and there's 12% vote. 13% come out and vote in my hometown.
Let's keep it in my city. It's about those type of numbers. It's about 11 to 10% because most blacks don't think that voting matters, and it really sucks. But
okay, we got to get back to the meeting. I see.
Yeah,
go ahead. We need to get that down to like 3%.
What we went through the last meeting with all the people outside the way they are, there's no reason it should have been that way again this time. I am pleased that Trustee Holmes is not here, although I asked him to suspend himself with a little integrity. I don't think he's done that yet. But more importantly, I'm trying to figure out why Delgado won't unask that seat. And I meant just what I said, Mr. Delgado, unask that seat. You got $1.2 million between us and the township. You can go home and play with your checkbook or whatever you play with. But sitting up there, you need to go. You don't protect us. You don't represent us. You represent the mayor. First of all, it is misconduct. And if there's anything I can do about it, it's going to be done. You represent the mayor against the people's trustees. What kind of bullshit is that? And you call yourself our lawyer. You call yourself our lawyer. It tells me what you think of us that you show up here. And the same thing with you, Keith. The nerve of you all to put your asses in front of us when you disrespect us the way you do. Thank you. All right, call the next person. All right, call the next person.
It's the feed that I just paused it so we could talk, lawyer.
Ah, got it.
That's why it's behind whatever you're watching.
Okay,
I
understand.
don't want to miss it.
I wanted to say this
Good
before
evening.
y'all comment on y'all got expertise in this. But notice, it's a lot of anecdotal stuff coming in here. Like the woman before, she was talking about her child that quote unquote had police brutality. I mean, okay, we hear your story. I'm so sorry you lost your daughter. But nobody knows the story. It's anecdotal what you're telling us, and you're not really being very articulate on the details when you're trying to explain your point. At this, at this event. So, to the person listening, like you're gonna either be critical about that, or you're going to feel empathetic about it. Because you just hearing that this woman lost her daughter or whatnot. So, okay, cool. I get it. It sucks. But still, it's kind of just fluff in the conversation, in my opinion.
You're right. It's not related to.
No, it's not related to nothing.
Could it be systematic that she was in?
It's not about the case.
And
no.
But it's part of democracy. They're coming and they're airing their grievances in the public comment section of the city council meeting. Every single public meeting starts with open comment. And then there's going to be comments to things on the agenda. So we haven't even gotten to the agenda yet. This is just the free for all. Literally, I'm waiting for somebody to just try out for American Idol. Just start doing something. Yeah, like this is an opportunity.
Better yet, invite Alex Stein out there to that meeting and watch the fireworks go off.
Dude, he's crazy. He's crazy.
Everyone, Board of Trustees, the four of you. Again, Mayor, I don't know why you do the same things and expect something different. I mean, here you are, once again, you knew the demand for people to be here at the meeting today, a public meeting. And once again, you lock people out. You're restricting their First Amendment right. And I don't know why you keep doing the same thing. I'm flabbergasted. Also, I would want to say this because you've always said, let me educate y'all. Let me educate y'all. And insulting. I mean, what are your credentials? You don't have the wherewithal to educate a preschooler, and you're trying to educate us who have degrees and other things. I mean, it is insane. Please retire that phrase. It's egregious at this point. Let me educate y'all. I
Jesus
don't
Christ.
understand
And
it.
she
And
used the
then, you're always saying fake news, they hating on me, fake news. We're like, why would anyone just want to hate on the mayor? You have to give them a reason to want to hate you, and you've given
See?
everyone
They
several.
about to trigger her right
You're not
now.
accountable. You don't respect people that have a different opinion or opinion that goes against yours. You're not qualified at this point. You're not qualified for that seat for various reasons. We're not even going to talk about like the grammar. That's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. Keith Freeman, let me not forget about you and that deer in headlight look you had on the news. It was priceless. It was epic because I sat here and watched you when you locked people out of this village hall. You had an arrogant, superior demeanor about yourself. I think you were eating something, and it was just so flagrant. And so it served you right to be in the position that you were. And I hope you get everything that's coming to you. Chief Lacey, you're bogus. I saw the whole live with Jedediah. You literally concocted a story, and you went and you made a report based on your imagination, basically, because what you said did not happen. He was live, and people were watching live. So, like, I don't know. I can't understand why you would just so blatantly, knowing your position, knowing the oath that you're sworn to, disrespect a citizen for no reason, really. Other than a personal reason. You didn't have a legal reason. So that's my point. So, it's just a matter of time. Time is ticking. People are waiting, and people are going to
That's
celebrate.
Keith Freeman, FYI.
Right here. So anyway, have a good night, everyone.
I don't get the feeling
call the
she'll
next
slash
person.
my tires.
You think
right,
she
call the
will
next
or won't
person.
slash your tires? That one.
I don't think she would. I think
Is
she would
Keith
call me
Freeman
up and
next?
give me a very stiff message.
Yeah, I think it is 3 minutes, Juan. I think that's what they said.
Evening. This is the only thing I hate about when we got stuff on the agenda and we can't talk about it because you always put this first. But I need to know why we trying to buy property and we don't even know what's going on with our money. Are y'all trying to cover up the houses y'all done gave away to people? Y'all know y'all done gave some houses away and y'all trying to cover y'all asses. But it's not
I
going
think
to work.
she gave
The
away a
FBI
house.
already know.
Didn't she give
The
away $1 million?
the FBI already know. And Mr. Moore,
She
you in
sounds like
trouble.
that girl from
You
the
can
TV show
God don't
227.
answer fraudulent prayers. You in
So
trouble.
one thing
They
about
coming for you,
one thing
baby,
about ghetto
because you done
people, bro,
signed off on all that garbage. They used you.
Joe.
one thing about ghetto people, man, when you get them in their feelings, they are going to air you out. I'm trying to tell you, they're going to put all
That's
of it.
what they're doing.
Well,
You know
these
what
are
else?
the people that tell the truth about the government.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's-
true. I mean, yeah.
That's
Sometimes.
It's like the
Sometimes.
Matrix, man. You got somebody screaming that, the ship is sinking. A lot of people are going to say that, they're lying, they're crazy. But yeah.
When hood people see that someone's like injured and out, it's like if you ever had fish in an aquarium, or like if they see like a weak fish, they'll just attack it and kill it. Do you know what I mean? And they see it's like a shark with blood in the water, and they see Tiffany Henyard is bleeding, and it's like, oh, now you're going to be strong and stand up and kick her when she's down. Okay,
Yeah,
I got it.
this is the time we're gonna talk about you, because everybody.
she did rip them
I
off.
point out,
No,
this
I
is
think
Illinois.
these
This is
people have
one
been
of the
calling
most
her out
corrupt
since day one. I think.
states in the nation. Every single town council
they
in this
haven't.
place
They haven't.
operates like this.
This has been the experience of her tenure. She's been called out like this for years.
She gave
Hey,
away $1
Sasquatch,
million
you're-
If
house.
anything, the reason she's bleeding is because of the people in this community.
Hey,
Let's see,
Sasquatch, your mic seems really low compared to all of us.
April.
I couldn't hear you talking.
What?
Oh, look.
Well, did I say what?
Oh, wait, she did something bad. Hold up. Let's go back.
Yeah. And Mr. Moore, you in trouble, baby. You could pray. God don't answer fraudulent prayers. You in trouble. They coming for you, baby. because you done signed off on all that garbage. They
Look, I think
used
that girl's
you.
laughing back there.
They
I think that girl's
used
laughing.
you going to jail. All of y'all going to jail. What? Well, did I say what? Yeah, Keith Price, he's not a resident and he's here. He ain't got no voice to be here. You know, we tired of paying for your makeup artists and your stylists. We tired of that. We shouldn't be paying for that. You get enough money from the township to pay for your own makeup and your own stylist. Why would you think that the residents have to pay for that? You are so stupid.
Oh.
And that lawyer, he done used us. He driving in his Bentley. He laughing at us with his white friends over the weekend smoking cigars. How they done just cheated Dolton and stole money from us.
If only the life of a lawyer or a law grad was that easy, that simple. If only we were just in the cigar lounges.
Just drive your Bentley home. Just drive your Bentley on home.
Right.
Hey, he done with us now. He got the bass now. He ain't worried. Y'all all need to be concerned up there because you know what? Y'all getting RICO charges.
Oh.
Y'all getting RICO charges because y'all have.
I was wondering about that.
Maybe they could hire Nathan Wade as a special prosecutor, since he's already.
Yeah, Nathan Wade, and then don't forget we have the former mayor of Chicago.
Yeah,
What's his name?
herself?
Lightfoot's already there, Lori Lightfoot, and you know Nathan Wade's not going to have an affair with her.
With Lightfoot?
Is on whether or not that.
Okay, so are they accusing the whole board or just Henyard and her cohort? Because
The
these
board-
people are saying the whole
It's
board.
Henyard and her cohorts, because Henyard.
But
she's
there's like
been
7
putting
of them.
people- She's been putting people directly connected to her into position to be stealing.
Oh, okay.
Like her security, security, for example, right? There have been guys clocking 24 hours.
Yeah.
300.
Like every hour of the day. Every
Yeah.
hour of the day.
And it's like, wait, sir, you haven't you didn't even take a nap today? Like, wait, what's going on?
Right,
You know, you
right.
didn't go to lunch. So there's a lot of very suspicious behavior that's being pointed directly back to her that you can't really excuse.
Yeah.
So like for example, her trips to Las Vegas, her trips to DC, she went to the White House and she tried to use the fact that she went to the White House to justify the fact that she was in DC, but the event happening at the White House had nothing to do with Dolton County, Illinois, right?
Ryan, look, stop. You work for whatever you work for, and don't tell me that these, your how shall we say, compatriots? What's the word I'm looking for?
Coworkers?
Yes. What's the fancy word for coworkers?
What are you saying?
Associates.
Colleagues. Don't pretend like your colleagues don't like, oh yeah, let's go to Vegas so we can learn about computer something or another. And they spend like an hour at some stupid conference, and the rest of the time they're blasted. I mean, everyone does that, Raj.
Public fund, though.
Okay. But see, here's the thing.
No, it
We're
is
not
public. It is
entrusted
public because
with the public's money.
government employees go to conventions too, and it's paid for. And I'm not even against it. So just
And
because
they
Tiffany
are
Henyard's doing it,
fucking-
all of a sudden it's bad. Everyone else does it. It's
See-
okay when they
see-
do it. They got a problem when Tiffany does it. That's what I'm saying. And I
What
think
I'm
she's going
saying
to
is
bring to
this.
light maybe the corruption.
You have a company and you're researching product lines, developing business, ultimately the money goes back to the shareholders. That's a totally different thing than when it's coming from the taxpayers than it is the shareholders. Because the shareholders vote them out just like the taxpayers do. But that's not her deal. She, like the CEO of a company, can't just take a trip to the moon for no reason. He has to have a purpose, or it's tax fraud per the IRS because it's not for the benefit of the company. Do you know that? I didn't know that.
Right. Wait. So government employees could never learn or benefit and run the country or better through education that's not within a 50-mile radius. Is that what you're saying?
No. If she were to go to Vegas, for example, to generate business, to bring
Yes, that's
new
what she was
companies
doing.
to Dolton. Oh, that's why
That's-
she went to DC when the Vietnam. It was probably like the ambassador to Vietnam was there. Rashu just said there was nothing for Dolton there.
Rashu's just hating.
selfies with the
Rashu's just
president.
hating. I mean, do you trust Rashu? Rashu's a hater. Look, here she is. Here she is.
She was
freaking
building the
president.
brand of Dalton. She was building the Dalton brand.
Look, she's networking
Oh, really?
with the freaking
No, she
president.
was out there kissing up.
Who's
Well,
that?
she
That's
has
what
to
it takes.
justify that.
She was kissing up.
Okay, meeting.
Okay, so she would. Okay, so let me just say this: she would normally have to get that approved with her board to do that kind of travel. But that's right; she appointed herself as one of them too, which is why they can't even oust her because she just,
Does she
it's
have
gotta be
veto power?
unanimous.
Does the
Yes,
government
she
have
has
a
her own
board?
veto power.
I don't think they call
One
it
of
a
the main-
board in the
one of the
government.
main- Listen. Slow down. One of the main things that she did, right? She put in a bill, whereas though the next person that succeeds her will only be getting paid like $25,000. like she's literally doing tyrant things.
Look, again, maybe not illegal though. But look,
Oh,
no,
okay.
she
You
is.
know she's accused of putting hits
Brian,
out on
Brian,
people.
She is with the president of the freaking United States. Hello,
Sir.
that
She
is
was
something.
going-
Maybe
It
she's like,
wasn't
hey,
like she was
she's like,
there
hey,
with her
Biden, Dalton needs $1 million to build a bridge. Like maybe that's what she was doing. You don't know.
Why don't you talk to him? Talk to him. Please explain it to you.
My question is did she let Biden sniff her for that $1 million to build that bridge?
You know,
yeah.
No, not for the $1 million to build the bridge. It was for the $1 million to build the ice skating ring.
Anyways,
Because
we're getting off
that
track.
is-
and we are missing the goal that is.
So
this-
then she let him sniff her twice then?
Yeah, I mean, how much money would you?
Potentially, or maybe she was a $2 hoe. Who knows, right? Maybe
How much money would you need to let Joe Biden sniff you? Let's go. I'd do it for $50.
Shit.
How about you?
Yeah,
Lawyer
sniff me. 50.
Sniff you.
Zero.
Lawyer chick, how much?
$5 million.
Juan,
It would
how
have
much?
absolutely. He's so gross.
2.5 million.
Okay, Rashu, how much would you want Joe Biden to pay you to actually touch your dreads, bring them up to his nose, and sniff them? How much?
I can't say what I want to say online.
Okay, then don't say it. All right, Sasquatch, you look like Goldilocks over there. How much? You're muted, sir.
It's your beard that he wants.
Yeah, to sniff your beard, sir.
I can't.
Ooh, Beard's 150. I gotta say.
How much?
To
Sasquatch?
edit my answer.
I can't hear you, Sasquatch. Just type it in the thing and fix your mic.
A can of spam.
A can of spam. Okay, well the can of spams I think are running $3.69 a can.
Even to sniff your beard, man, you're selling out cheap, dog.
Yeah, but
Listen,
before he
I
sniffs,
oil my shit every
you gotta
day.
eat
You know.
fucking spam.
You can't tell me Tiffany Henyard's not out here putting the hard work in, being abused by this old creepy man.
Well, we don't know
Not
because we're not watching the meeting.
Sniffing her beautiful hair. Okay, yes. So let's watch the meeting. Let's get back on
Yes,
track.
we don't know what she's
Only
doing.
interrupt me interrupt this if it's very important. Zyrax, what is up? Thank you for joining us. And this is great. They're just coming and they want some blood, and here it comes. Pound the flesh.
Inspired to lie to the residents. You all have been stealing property. That property that's built on that corner. Mayor, you so silly. You didn't even have the nerve enough to bring it to the board, bring it to the citizens. You didn't even make sure that the town, some of the residents got the jobs over there on that construction site. But you know why? Because you doing pay to play, baby. They paying you. That's why you're doing pay to play. The reason the business people didn't get their business license because they wouldn't pay to play with you. That is why. And the FBI know. They know everything you doing. And baby, you better come with those receipts because if you don't, you probably played Kwame. Y'all played him, but the FBI sure enough gonna be knocking on your door at your house, coming to get your ass at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
All
she
right,
just
call
low
the
key
next
accused
person.
her of abuse of fiduciary. That's serious. That's actually
All right, call the next person.
here in Texas. That's actually a felony.
What did she do, Juan?
What is?
She low-key accused the mayor of what's known as misapplication of fiduciary. So in other words, what she's saying is that the mayor got kickbacks in order to have low bid contracts on the property that she sold to people that she knew instead of letting everybody in the city bid.
Yes, that is part of the charges against her, definitely, and
Yeah,
involving
yeah,
her
yeah.
boyfriend, which is another conversation. Let's keep listening, but I know that it's
It's
crazy.
a felony to
Yeah, I
accuse
heard
her.
that one.
It's a felony to accuse her, or for her to do it.
No, she's being accused of a felony. She's being low-key accused of committing a felony.
Oh,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sure.
a few of them.
Okay.
Board trustees and my clerk. It's unfortunate that we had to go through this today, you know, standing up there for 2.5 hours. My back started hurting, you know, and you had other seniors that's out there. I'm a senior now. And I just want to say this since I can't ask the question. The attorney that's stepped down, that should be a sign for all of you all. That when the attorney have stepped down and you're done, you know, and it's a shame that you really don't think about your families. You know, I'm sure all of you all have children, mothers, other siblings, and you're throwing bricks at the penitentiary.
That girl back here is laughing.
You are going to be, and it's unfortunate, in a 6x8 cell in North Carolina because you're going to the federal joint. And she done played all of you all that's sitting up there. And Stacy, I really like you, you know, and that's unfortunate. William Moore, I hope that you can handle jail because jail is an awful place to be. You know, praise God, I was on the other side
Can I
of
make
the
a
jail,
comment right quick?
but I was there for 30.
Why are all these people like so adamant on her going to jail? Like okay, I like just to sum it up.
They're
because
hurt, man. They're all women scorned, dude.
Hold on.
The pound of flesh.
Just to sum it up, because I'm not gonna try to sit up here for 5 minutes and try to explain my point, but I feel like this seems personal. Like she has some personal dealings with these people who are speaking on the panel.
Probably some of them.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
people who are speaking are the ones who feel personally impacted. So it's not just at the level of politics for them. It affected them directly in their families.
Yeah, and that's
or
my
personally.
point. That's my point, Denzen, right? Because I've been following this story for months, right? And she's had private business owners who have claimed that they haven't been getting their business licenses renewed because she has been holding up the process or claiming that, oh, you didn't.
Oh yeah. One guy claimed that just like the mob, he donated to her campaign, and then she kept coming back every year to get the money. And then when he stopped donating to the campaign, she took his license away.
This quote,
This was a barber, wasn't it?
I donated, but not
I think it
enough.
was a barber,
so I
yeah.
lost my license.
Say that again.
The quote is, I donated, but not enough, so I lost my license.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Years. So I suggest strongly that you all take you a tour at 26 in California and see what it's all about. But you'll be going to the federal joint to my understanding, on Wednesdays and Thursdays, you'll get chicken. On Fridays, you'll get fish.
Was the chicken fried? That's the question.
To come and visit you, and hopefully they keep you in their mind to put money on your books, because that's the reality. And that includes two of the trustees, you know, and it's a sad day that you don't think about your family, because what you do affect everybody in your house, everybody, your children, your mother. You know, one lady asked me in Menards, she asked me about Tahoe Tiffany's mother. Well, where's her mother? Can her mother say anything to her? I said, ma'am, I don't know her mother like that. I don't know.
Ma'am, your time is up.
Okay.
They're talking about her
So-
mama.
Thank you.
Next person.
I'm gonna give you $1 on the books, though. Each one of you.
I know, but you better chill out about my mama. I know that.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
There
he
it
was
is.
wasn't gonna get. Okay, I lost.
Rashu asked me about
put
Tahoe
that $100
Tiffany's mother. Well, where's her mother?
She didn't
Can
lose
her
it.
mother say anything to her? I
getting
said,
warmed
ma'am,
up.
I don't
It's
know her mother.
coming.
Clap back. She
I
clapped.
don't know.
Ma'am, your time is up.
Okay.
All right,
So-
call the next person. Your time
Thank
is
you.
up. Next
Now,
person.
if this next
She
person
know her
follows
personally.
correctly,
She know her
bring up her
personally.
mother. You know what I'm saying?
Know her personally.
That's
Pull
the
on
turn
that
right there.
thread.
That's the turn. That's the turn. Look. Oh yeah.
I told you somebody gonna come up here and trigger her, and it's gonna snowball after that. It's gonna snowball. Watch it. Watch it.
Oh shit!
I need
Here
that
comes the-
$100.
Here
Somebody in the
here comes the
chat.
mama comment. Here it comes.
She's looking at the mic. She's looking at the mic. Give it. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you $1 on the books, though. Each one of you.
I know, but you better chill out about my mama. I know that.
Good evening, everyone. Former trustee Edward Steve, you know, a wise man was said that when you see people fall, don't laugh, learn. We're watching the fall of this administration, and you see these people coming in and they're investigating stuff. I don't want to laugh, but I want to learn of what not to do. The most precious thing we got is the taxpayers' dollars. And when you see it getting blown and it is mismanaged and they not paying bills, trustees getting emails about not paying bills. Who's the finance chair? Stan Brown.
Is this
Does he
Rashu's
say
clone?
anything? I can get my daughter to get up here and read numbers. If you ain't get elected, just read numbers, Stan. You gave Rowley hell. All y'all gave Rowley hell. And y'all held him accountable to be a good man. And now you don't say nothing. You quiet. You
She
don't have a
does
finance
respond.
committee meeting. You don't let nobody know nothing. And you sit up there, your name was on the newsstand. Yeah, I'm disappointed in Stan Brown, the senior trustee. No, he's not the senior.
This guy's
The
a
oldest
fucking
trustee.
idiot,
And he's
too.
the oldest one that can give
Yeah.
wisdom to a lot of people. He's old enough to be the mayor's father. And you don't say nothing? You quiet? It's an embarrassment to see people who fought for things before. Now you in it, now you don't say nothing. So it's hard to see the financial reality of the village. The trustees deal with it all the time, getting emails, not getting paid. They don't pay this is not being paid. So I just want to say that. Also, she still got Kiana's picture not up there. So all the trustees should take their pictures down until they put her picture up. And to hear what they did to Sister Fania, to see them cover that stuff up, to hear that story, and y'all have no heart for that. Stan, you was in Vegas. You know what happened, and you didn't say nothing. So it's disappointing to hear that. We want better in our community. Here, when it's going to take next election, we got to vote her out. Here, we can't have a bunch of people run. That's how she got in by 100 votes. And I know 82%. She got one by 120 votes, 4% of the vote. So that's how we're going to win this next time. We got to get her out. We got to unite around one person, which is Jason House. That's who we're uniting around. And we're not going to split this vote up. And that's how we take our community back. It's not going to be, you can be all this. This is well and good. But it's going to take the voter registration, people vote, and unify around one person. So make sure you subscribe to our Don't Trustee YouTube page. Keep watching our interviews. And we put the truth out here because she's going to keep online. Everybody saying fake news. Do y'all still have financial reports?
What did he say? I need to subscribe to whatever that is.
He said watch Midlife Bro Logic.
He said watch Midlife Bro Logic because Rashu sounds like him and that he wants Rashu to be his running mate in the 2027 election.
Let's try to catch what he said.
All this is well and good, but it's going to take the voter registration, people vote, and unify around one person. So make sure you subscribe to our Don't Trustee YouTube page. Keep watching our interviews as we put the truth out here.
What the hell did he say? Adult?
I don't trust her YouTube page.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Unify.
If you tell me what that YouTube page is.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. But this guy seems like the next Tiffany Henyard. He can't even speak in a complete sentence. But this is the guy that I was trying to bring up. Jason House, man. Jason House should be the next person that goes in there. But he actually seems like a serious guy. He can actually speak in coherent sentences, and we can all understand them, and we can all relate to him. But these people right here, they're talking so ignorant. They're talking to the same ignorant base that we're trying to fucking get away from. Like, I'm so tired of these illiterate people, not even just black people, just fucking people in general, man. Like, it's getting old. Why can't you speak in a complete sentence?
Well, this is America. This is who they wanted, and this is who they got. And just like, I know you're younger than me, but George Bush, that guy couldn't speak either. But he was like, he had a twang, and he just
and his father was president.
Bro, that guy
he was like
way
part
better
of a
than
legacy. I'm sorry to interrupt, but George Bush was also the son of a president.
that helps. But also, Jeb Bush didn't become president. FYI,
He became governor of Florida.
Yeah, but he didn't
because Trump took him out at the kneecaps, though. Otherwise,
Yeah, Trump top blocked him. He wouldn't go anywhere after that.
Now that I said that, I guarantee if you rewinded this by 2 minutes, everybody on here would see what I'm trying to say. Versus to somebody like Jason, what was his name? Jason.
No, I know what you're talking about. Tiffany Henyard talks hood. It's hood. It's unprofessional. It's gross.
Talks hood. Oh my God, the guy that was just talking speaks better than her.
Yeah, so that's a come up.
She's basically sexy red as a politician.
It's embarrassing. It is.
I think she did twerk videos for her campaign, if I recall. Wasn't she dancing and stuff?
I'm not gonna say she bent over and busted open, but she did dance. She's not doing like sexy red Sukihana twerk. She's not busting it open, but yes, she is dancing, absolutely. But for people like Sasquatch, he likes that sort of thing. That's how he likes to vote for people. How do they look? How big is their butt? How many sexy tattoos do they have? That's what Sasquatch kind of his voting criteria is. Let's listen to this guy.
This message.
Please, someone figure out what YouTube this guy is talking about. I'm serious. I need to know. Let's listen.
Around one person. So
make
sure you subscribe.
What, Ryan?
She's got a channel? You're saying she got a channel?
This guy keeps spruiking some channel, but I can't understand him. As Rashu so eloquently stated, this guy has a mush mouth and he talks hood. I'm trying to figure out what channel he is promoting right now because I want to check it out. Please listen. Here we go.
Up to our Don't Trust the YouTube page. Keep watching our interviews and unify around one person. So make sure you subscribe to our Don't Trust the YouTube page. Keep watching our interviews.
Dolton Trustee YouTube page. Dolton Trustee. He just.
I'm already subbed. Yeah. Got it. Okay. Let's keep going here.
Put the truth out here because she's gonna keep on lying. Everybody saying fake news. Do y'all still have financial reports? Do y'all have any financial reports of the village? Any trustees have any financial reports? Stan, do you have the finance chair? Do you have it? And if you do, you should give it over. They're still hiding the spending of what they're doing. They're still hiding, even though you go to court and say you need to turn over. She don't follow the courts. She don't follow nothing. So anytime you hide and you're spending, what are you hiding? Turn over the debt of this village. See what's going on. And that's how we're going to change this community. Thank you so much.
Next person.
Oh, I'm not. Can you hear it?
We can hear it. Can't see it.
I'm sorry.
Good evening, everyone. Mayor Henyard, I would like to say I respected you. I respected you. And I feel as a young Black woman, you let us all down. When you go to the grocery store and you make your purchase, what do you have? You have receipts. You have told us time and time again that you have the receipts. You have the receipts. You have the receipts. As a mother, when my child lies to me, I tell them, okay, prove it to me. Prove to me that you did not lie to me. Open your room door. Let me see that my brush is not in your room. And that's all this is really about, being transparent, being open, being honest. It has nothing to do with shaming a Black woman in power, nor shaming the super mayor, as you so infinitely call yourself, with a whole bunch of flyers and billboards. Yeah, the little heart was cute, but I really don't appreciate the way you played my son out of his money for the little dance camp that you also promised him that everyone else does not know about. You know, this whole township can be saved, but it's going to take more than us. It is going to take the Lord God himself to save this township from all of this corruption. It's going to take God, it's going to take votes, and it's going to take for us to come together as one. And maybe she's up there choking on all the lies that she has told us thus far. Okay, Thornton Township. Okay, we need to take our township back and put it in more capable hands. It's not that we are stalking the Black woman in power. It's just the wrong Black woman, a Black woman who does not know how to manage finances. How can you be in a deficit and you're constantly spending? If I don't have any money in my bank account, I'm certainly not going to overdraw my account. The account is being overdrawn, and who's footing the bill? We are. My taxes went up $10,000 for my property in Thornton Township, and I had to fight like hell to get it reduced to what it should be. My paperwork for my exemptions magically disappeared. I once worked as a nurse, and I know that from paper charting, if that paperwork does not say what the supervisor wants it to say, that paperwork is ripped up, and your supervisor's gonna tell you, now write what I told you to write. And I feel as though that is what Mayor Henyard, or Super Mayor, has done for the administration to rip up those things, which is why we don't have them.
All right, Carl, who's next?
Hey, City of Dolton. I just wanted to say this. I was sitting back quietly. I'm a minister in the community, a youth director in the community. And more than the hurt and the pain that I'm seeing from these residents that are broken, wounded because of some of the stuff that has taken place in this administration, I want to speak for the young people in this community. I've been dealing with young people since I was 19 years old, working at the South Suburban YMCA. I've seen some of them come through some of the hardest times of their lives, being on Prozac, Ritalin. I have to take them under my wing. Now today I look at, in the city of Dolton, how do our young people look at us as adults? We try to figure out why our young people are doing what they're doing, why they have no care, why they're relentless, why they're ruthless, and how. What are our leaders doing in our communities? If our leaders aren't living up to a morality and a standard that is going to be a good examples for them, what do we expect from them to do? We sow the seeds. And I'm not saying you guys are going to, whatever position you guys are going to be in later, you go to jail, whatever. I'm not speaking on that. I'm speaking on the future of our generations, because our young people need to see Black men standing up for righteousness, standing up for truth. When we see deaths in our cities, are we just going to sit back and let our positions be more prioritized than the lives that we're seeing laid out on the street? I hope I'm seeing 7 Black men sitting up there, and the reputation that I'm hearing. I have 5 children that I refuse to take a position that I know I'm going to be corrupt in, because I stand for righteousness more than I stand for money. And I let my kids know every day they're kings and queens, but they can't be kings and queens over a city that's corrupt unless they're going to change. I'm advocating for our men to step up. Those that sit silently and watch the abuse that happens, young women getting assaulted. Where are we going to make a change? I've been on many protests. I done been in jail for protesting. I've laid in front of Obama House. I've stood in front of Trump building. And I see more women standing out there than I do men. And I see men sitting here watching the injustice happen in their community. And they're more concerned about the money. So I'm not judging you. I'm asking you guys, make better decisions. And if you got to step down, it don't hurt. Put somebody better in the position that's going to help the community.
All right. Call the next person. Is that it? All right. That ends public comment. Next, we have general announcement. Is there any general announcement?
All right, here we go.
All right.
Here we go.
First,
Is that the only amount of people that wanted to speak? I find it hard to believe. I think she's suppressing the public outcry, perhaps. That just seems odd that there's only like, what, a handful of people, 5 or 6?
I would like to invite everyone to Tea with the Trustees, May 11th at 9:30 at the Lester Long Fieldhouse. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that's out there. I have a couple of comments because I'm sure they won't get answered, but our meeting starts at 6:30. And it's unfair that we have to wait till 7:10, 7:15 to start a regular scheduled meeting based on one person. If a quorum is here, I believe that we should start the meeting, and it's not fair. I think it's being inconsiderate of people's time and the fact that you always say, let's take care of the business, and go move forward. Secondly, I see that, and I'm going to say this because while the people standing outside were outside, there were some people that tried to come upstairs and have a seat. And now they're sitting behind where employees are. I think it's unfair that people that's not residents, whoever it may be, they should not be sitting anywhere where it is employee. And the reason, excuse me.
Okay, you out of order. Out of order.
And the reason I say this is because I came here and I am an elected official of the village of Dolton, and they wouldn't let me pass the door. Said that they were given the instructions that we could not come in the building. So I don't have the nerve or anybody to be sitting as if they were an employee of the village of Dolton when I'm an elected official elected by the people and can't come in the building. I'm offended. Now, let me get to the last thing where you sit here and send out this Dolton Proud pamphlet, and we got it at the last meeting that came. This is nothing but an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. It's campaign material, and it's full of lies. And then all the time while this was going on, the slap in the face that you would sit there and say, Lifetime Achievement Award to Andrew Holmes, and you knew what happened. This is a slap in the face.
Y'all see how she's shaking? She You see how she's shaking?
Yeah, I got clips of this woman from before where she got her titties out and that big old tattoo on it. She get mad. She's big mad because that picture was on the wall like all trustees, and the mayor personally took it down. So that's why she puts it right on her desk or whatever. It's insane.
She's pissed off right now. She is totally pissed off. Ryan, what you drinking? Coors Light. Oh, Monster. Jeez.
I think the person who got the Lifetime Achievement Award is the guy who got charged the SA in Las Vegas. That's what I think gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award, and he's got SA charges. This is insane. This is nuts. This is like only in America, I guess. I don't know. Let's go.
Whoever gave you the bright idea to put this stuff out, I hope it came out your personal campaign fund, because this is nothing but campaign material. And I'm sure because it got township stuff in it, the township credit card paid for it. I'm done.
All right. Is there anybody else for a general announcement? Is there anybody else?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Happy Monday. I would first like to invite everyone out to our 3rd annual family skate night. Please join us. I believe that a family that skates together stays together. So Friday, June 7th, Linwood Skating Rink. Join us from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. We love to have you. In order to register, please call me 708-968-4297 or feel free to email me at bnorwood@villageofdolton.org. I also, for all of the parents out there, we have some tickets to the White Sox game for May 16th, Thursday. So if you all could give me a call, if you have children that's interested, please give me a call. We just want to have some fun, right? That's the goal. And just overall, last but not least, I'm just saddened by the state of our community at the moment. I can't put into words how the goal is to show up and fight for the residents. But when you have a situation where, again, we'll be here, the meeting started at 6:30, we don't start to 7:10, and then as soon as we're ready to make comments as elected officials, we know that we're going to be rushed because then we're going to be pressed for time. I would just like to say that residents, hang in there. As your trustee, I'm going to continue to show up, right? I'm going to continue to demand transparency, no matter how frustrating things could get. And I truly believe that the change is going to come. So happy Monday, everyone. Let's hang in there.
All right. Anyone else?
Quoting Sam Cooke, change is going to come.
Go ahead.
Okay, this Sunday, Mother's Day, Mrs. Felita Creighton, many know her, is again hosting her annual Mother's Day brunch. 1 o'clock. There will be a.
This is reminiscent of those announcements that they play in the black churches right before the sermon starts, man.
Sunday at Dolton Park District 1
I think this
p.m.
is what
for those
the
that
normal
would like
meeting
to get
is,
a
right?
donated ticket, please. You can reach out to Trustee Norwood, Trustee Tammy Brown, myself, or Kiana Belcher, and we have some tickets that we can donate.
Not at the city meetings that I've gone to, but I've only gone to the meetings in 2 cities, so you might be right.
Wearing suits and ties, white gloves. We think it will be an amazing time. So we really encourage everybody that can.
I rock with this
out
guy.
and
He's
enjoy.
cool.
And there will also be a comedy show.
I think that's House.
Separate
That's House.
from that, I also want to
Jason
acknowledge
House.
this as Clerks Week. So I ask everybody, if
Looks
you
good, sounds
love your
good.
clerk the way that the board does, we want to encourage, please send well wishes and
You hear how he
just praise
speaks,
for all of the hard work
how he
that our clerk
enunciates
does.
himself,
So that
how he
And he's the
can,
president of a bank. So he's accomplished
he
in the
can
private
get
sector.
across ideas way more clearly than a
concludes my
Tiffany
comments. Thank
Henyard. She sounds like a freaking.
All right, go ahead.
I know
Right.
this is just this poor town has been just. I mean, they're the national spotlight, and Midlife Bro Logic is using this as content. It's just sad. It's sad.
I'm a journalist, sir. I don't. I'm using
That's
what
a
is
part.
content? What sad? What?
That's a
I
part of.
think-
That's a part of my outrage. That's a part of my outrage right now is because I'm trying to help my man get content. But let's just be honest here. If we're just trying to be average, normal people, Jason is a way better candidate than fucking Tiffany Henyard. She's a criminal. She's an obvious criminal. To our face.
No question. I mean, that guy's propping him, and he's the president of a bank. I mean, you can't just be a schmo to be a president of a bank. I don't even know if Tiffany Henyard's got. I don't know what her background is. I think she was a trustee before.
Her background is criminal.
Well, no,
Criminal,
but then she
right?
became a trustee member, though. So I think they said for 8 years she worked for the city. So I think
you
as a
gotta ask
trustee,
yourself. You gotta ask yourself: was there any integral type of things going on behind the scenes?
oh, I'm sure, based on her record as the mayor, I'm sure that there's dirty, there's pay for play and various dirty business going on. So